Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me again so we can just kind of sit down and have a chat about things that are going on today. This video is going to be very, once again, controversial because I told y'all these next videos is going to be pretty controversial, so I hope y'all ready for them. I did tell you that I'm going to give you the information that I know, and then after that, then I'll give my opinion on how I feel, and you can give your opinion too, because this is going to be pretty controversial. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. This is so controversial I had to take notes. Okay, so check this out. All right, so we're gonna start off. Why do they kill each other? Strippers, freaks, baby mamas, highly sexual, losers. I'll sleep with him, but I don't know if he's good enough to marry. Jigaboo, gang member, the N word, which is a dirty person, not reliable, thieves, food stamps, eviction, police. Okay. Now, what do all those things have in common? Sadly to say, that's what they clarify brown skinned people or melanated people or black people, I guess, if you want to call it. That's what they call us. Okay. Now, the information that I have will maybe change your mind on that, on some things that we haven't quite figured out, or they're hiding it from us and they're not telling us. When I mean I'm talking about the elites, people who are quote unquote in charge. Alright, so anyway, let me see where to begin here. What we were not taught was, okay, I'm gonna try to put this all together. You know those hieroglyphics that you've seen on history channels, like per se with lizard people, or people looking like they wearing some sort of a lizard mask or something like that, or another being with a big head, something like that. Alright, these people are actually real. They don't want to tell us about this because if we find this out, then it could be detrimental to what they got going on, which is hell on earth. Anyway, the story goes like this. The Anunnaki, I don't know if you ever heard of that. Before the earth was made of how we know it, and Adam and Eve and stuff like that, there was other beings, okay, that was over there, because you know earth originated over in Africa, right? So there was other beings there, and that was the archons, which is the lizard like people, and the grays, and then there was the Anunnaki, right? Okay, the Anunnaki was melanated people. Okay, that was over in Africa. Okay, and the way the story goes, now keep in mind, I'm gonna pause right here for a sec. This is what I believe that a lot of Africans know to be true, and that's why they kind of have a higher standard, if you will, when it comes to certain things, because they know this information, and a lot of us over here aren't privy to that. And this video is in no means to demean white people, so I don't want you to think that at all, because I got white people in my family that I love very much. Okay, so this is just the story that was not told to us, and we need to know this information. Okay, I only got 15 minutes, so I might have to do a round 2 on this one. Alright, so anyway, back to what I was saying. These Anunnaki which is black people, they came down here, and their attraction, because it was the three different beings that were attracted to here. Their attraction was gold. The reason why they wanted the gold was because they have on their planet the three moons. They have three moons, and when they intersect, even with their ship called the Nibiru, when it intersects, it can be detrimental to their society, right? So they needed the gold to stop that. So the Anu, who is the god over the Anunnaki, had two sons, which is Enki and Enlil. Okay, Enki came down here. Enki came down, and Enki was his son by a concubine, and Enlil was his one by his original wife. Okay, Enki lived in he later resided in Egypt, but he lived in South Africa. That's where they had the gold mine. Zimbabwe is where they had the lab, and Egypt is where they had another lab, but that's where Enki later on settled in Egypt. Enlil settled in Samaria or Mesopotamia, which is our current Iran, Iraq. Okay, now they had good Anunnaki, and they had bad Anunnaki. Okay, in the Bible it tells of a Jacob. They tell of a Jacob. Also, they call him Jacob, and he was an Anunnaki. Okay, and this dude, now this is the teaching. Okay, don't jump down my throat. This is the teaching, and I want you to look this information up too, so you can know for yourself. All right, this Jacob was a scientist, and this is a good point. He developed the Caucasian race. Enki and Enlil developed Homo erectus, which is the human race, but they was black people, I guess, and they created them but they were not intelligent to collect their gold and stack their gold for them. And for helping them out, what they did was give them higher intelligence when they left. Okay, Jacob, because the melanated people was children of the sun or children of the earth. That's why our skin, I guess, is melanated, and it's color of earth tones like dirt and things like that. We were the children of the earth. This Jacob created Caucasians to not have that connection, I guess, with source. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting the story right. And the black people, their melanated skin is condensed sunlight. That's what melanin is. So they had a connection. We have like a connection with the sun. That's where you get sun gazing and all that stuff from. Okay, and the way it was told is that the big elites, what they wanted to, they made a deal with some of the elite Caucasians, these gray or these I forgot the one that starts with the name. These other races, they made a deal with them or the lizard people. They made a deal with them. They said, well, look, if you suppress these people with this melanin, we'll give you everything. We'll give you riches. We'll give you power. You'll run everything, but you need to suppress them, because once we are suppressed and feeling bad about ourselves and feeling like we don't deserve to exist, they can harvest our energy, and that's what these lizard people want. They want to harvest our energies. So all these things were made for them to make us feel that way. Okay, now this Nibiru, which is the Anunnaki ship, okay, they was waiting on these Greys. We're waiting on the Anunnaki to leave so they could take over and do that. And this Nibiru, once it leaves, it can't come back till another 3,600 years. It has a magnetic pull towards the Earth. Okay, so that's what's going on now, is the magnetic pull and the polar shift and all this stuff that's happening. That's what's going on now. And then also, there's another video out there, and y'all need to Google this, where they're showing like two suns and like a moon or something, and they're never that close. What that is that Nibiru ship, because they said that the way the story's told, the Nibiru is about the size of a planet, so it's like a planet in a sense, but it looks like a planet, but it's actually a ship. And as it gets closer, that's why the sun is getting hotter and hotter. Another thing to that is people of the sun, we can take the sun. Like, we don't have to wear sunscreen or sunglasses for UV rays and stuff, because we're all connected. We're like a plant. We're connected. It's all connected. Now, let me see where I'm at. Mesopotamia, Zimbabwe, Sumeria. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, since there's a lot left to go, probably about half, I think I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna just say this. Keep in mind that I love everybody. I love white, I love black, I love Chinese, I love Indian, I love everybody. Okay. As far as God is concerned, I believe He loves everybody. So I'm not looking at white people thinking, oh, you was created by the, and you're not created, you're not in cahoots with the earth and the plants and stuff. No, you're in cahoots with everybody. God is and loves everybody, everyone. We are all human beings when it's all said and done. But that's kind of why they have that upper class. I know with Africans sometimes, I mean, they cool. I get along with them perfectly. I love them, right? But they have that, that I am African, and that's cool. And that's a good thing to have. You know what I'm saying? But I've always wondered why that was, and I just did some research on it. But anyway, if you want to hear the second part of the story, round 2, I'm about to do that coming up here in like 1 minute, because my thing only can do 15 minutes, and I just want to make sure I know where everything is. Thank you. I'll see you in a couple of minutes.